right up front before we start the service. So if I could ask all of our scouts and scout leaders and scout committee members to please come up. We're going to arrange you, take a quick photo, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, let's kind of move in towards the...
I'll go over by you guys.
Let's move in towards the middle.
Move out in as much. You're next to her.
Yep.
One of these years I'll find my uniform.
You have a uniform?
Come here, Steve.
I was a
Come on, man. Come up
committee
front.
member, I was a den leader.
You're doing good. Come on. I'm not getting that close. But I am.
Is everybody ready for photo?
Are we waiting for anybody?
There's a few more scouts coming up.
There you go.
Nobody else wears green. Orange.
Safety of it. How about red?
Since they're not here, can you all do silly faces? Can you do like silly faces since they're not really here?
I want that red. I like that red.
It's rare now.
It is.
We go back forward to this is silver.
I still have mine somewhere.
We've standardized on it. Of course, Mayfield standardized on it, which is really cool.
Very cool.
But they have the red berets, too. I don't know if it's that unit.
Yeah. I've definitely seen them before. Where
Maplewood 5.
We're Northern New Jersey.
How are you? You're the pack leader, yes? Yes. See that yellow envelope right there? Those are all the patches for tonight, okay? Yeah, definitely come up. This off. Yeah, for the picture at least. Put it on my chair.
What's your name? Ethan? Okay, so you can see this is Ryan.
Yeah. Thank you. Shabbat shalom. Welcome.
Shalom.
How are you, Scott?
Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. Where are the girls? Come on in.
1, 2, 3, come on over here. Step one up. I'm going to do one more.
There you are.
Right here.
What do
There
you
we
wear?
go.
That's one boy.
Let's see. Can we get... Yeah, can we get you two?
Elias, stand over here.
Do you mind if I move these guys more center since they're taller? All right, you guys come right over here where I just took the lions out. Here, you go. Want to do that? Okay.
I was never that young. What's going through his head right now?
Okay, everybody, that's me. Face the camera. Come right here, come right here.
We have one more on their way.
All right. Oh, okay.
You want to wait?
We try to get them out. All right.
They can do the same thing. For both of you.
All right. We're going to look at the lady in the right.
No. Come on. So there's that.
Oopsies.
Oh. Wait. Man down.
Come on. You had an oopsie.
Fortunately, it was
sorry.
Well, we got more than this.
Things happen.
Yes.
No big deal. You know, I'm just gonna slide this. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get the picture with everybody. Someone's going for the rags.
Adam will give you a copy.
Okay, we're ready.
Ryan, out of the picture. Ryan.
Shabbat shalom.
It happened. It happened. Accidents happen.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
You're very. I got it.
Oh, come on.
Let me just take a look.
I put these down everywhere.
They're gonna say I don't want to have any.
Oh, and this is, yeah, I got it.
Do you guys need help? Or is it just wine and you need more wine?
Yes, yes.
I just gave. Somebody's getting more wine.
Much more wine. Much more wine.
The grape juice.
I heard the pumpkin didn't even
What?
Oh,
Okay.
I swear. Give me two. Let me just spray some of this on there. Yeah, we'll be good.
I got it. Give me all your garbage. Let me grab the grape juice. Thank you, thank you. I did not have to do that.
30 seconds. Got it.
Is that okay there?
I think Heather's getting a wine glass too, right? Huh? I think Heather's getting a wine glass.
Yes. Yeah, we'll take care of this.
Should we,
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome. Shabbat Shalom. For those that are brand new to Temple Har Shalom or brand new to any synagogue, Shabbat Shalom is our way of welcoming you on a Friday evening, on a Saturday morning. Starting usually Friday morning, we say that words, the day of rest, our Shabbat, our Sabbath, which begins at sundown Friday evening. So we are in it right now, is Shabbat. And it goes until tomorrow, until we can see 3 stars in the sky tomorrow night when we start our new week. So we wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom, a way not just to say hello, the word Shalom means hello. So we're welcoming Shabbat, we're welcoming each of you, and most importantly, the word also Shalom means peace. And so we wish to everyone here a peaceful, wonderful Shabbat. And there is no better way to start a peaceful Shabbat than in the midst of so many incredible friends, so many incredible scouts. This is our 2nd annual Scout Shabbat, and I can tell you the spirit, the ruach, as we say in Hebrew, is palpable, and it is so wonderful to have so many people filling our synagogue this evening. I would be remiss also if I did not point out that there are many people in our congregation this evening that also join us here at the Orchard Academy, even some of our alumni. We have some people here, believe it or not, that have the opportunity to have 2 Shabbats today. Exactly. Talk about a way to start off a good weekend with 2 Shabbats. We're going to be using our screen this evening for our Shabbat service. So rather than those prayer books, sometimes we use those blue books. We're going to leave those in the pews this evening. and make it completely hands-free. So all you have to do is look up at our screen to follow along this evening with words to our songs, with some of our blessings, both in Hebrew and English, and some very important presentations. And I will say that this evening, as you will hear me say, or you might have heard me said before, there are no accidents in Judaism. There are reasons, I believe, why this Friday evening of all Friday evenings is our Scout Shabbat. And we're going to talk about that a little later with something very, very special. But to get together, we start off by saying a few different words. We talked about Shabbat Shalom, but we also say Hine Ma Tov. How great is it that we get the chance to be together? We are joined this evening not only in our congregation by scouts of all ages and size and ranks, and not only members of our Patriots Path Council of the Patriot Path Council Jewish Committee on Scouting. Lynn was giving me a briefing today on all the acronyms and all the words and the alphabet soup of the scouting program, very similar to Judaism. But we, of course, are joined on the beam this evening by our co-chairs of the Patriots Path Council Jewish Committee on Scouting, Scott Cooperman and Lynn Ann Cutler, who also serves double duty as our Director of Congregational Education. So Lynn Ann is up here on the beam this evening, along with the incredible voice of not only our accompanist, our own Kylie Rapp, but a truly decorated scout in her own right, one that we will be celebrating this evening later on in our service. So lots in store tonight. If we have not got your appetites wet from that, then surely starting off with the song is the way to accomplish that. So I'm going to turn it over to Lynn Ann to teach us a new version of our Hine Ma Tov.
Also, just for the record, I'm a Girl Scout too. All right. So we love singing at our services. And some of the words are going to be in Hebrew, and you might not know the songs. So I wanted to start with this song, which we often start a service with. It basically says how fantastic it is that we sit together as brothers and sisters and family. And I chose this one because you can all sing. It's because there's a little bit, there's a part for you. I'll say that. There's a part for you, and it's English. All right? So I'm going to teach you that, and then we're going to sing the song. I'll do the heavy Hebrew part. Don't worry about that. All right. So I'm going to sing, "It is good," and you're going to sing, "So good." Let me hear you. So good. And I'm going to say, "Good to gather as a tribe. It is good.
So good.
Good to be alive. It is good.
So good.
Good to gather as a tribe, and we can show the love we feel inside." A little bit low, forgive me. All right, so we're gonna sing that. I'll do some Hebrew, and then we're gonna sing it again. And you already sound primed, so I'm very excited. All right, good?
So good.
It is good.
So good.
Good to gather as a tribe. It is good.
So good.
Good to be alive. It is good.
So good.
Good to gather as a tribe, and we can show the love we feel inside. Hine ma tovu manaim, sheberachim v'yachayot gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim, shebet mishpachat gam yachad. It is good.
So good.
Good to gather as a tribe. It is good.
So good.
Good to be alive. It is good.
So good.
Good to gather as a tribe, and we can show the love we feel inside. You sound ready to go.
great. Yeah,
Thanks,
absolutely.
everybody. Wonderful. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Well, again, welcome to Temple Har Shalom. My name is Rabbi Josh Greenbaum. It is an honor to have you here with us this evening. My job, my role as a rabbi, the word rabbi in Hebrew means a teacher. So tonight's service is more than just saying the words on the screen, but it is helping to welcome everyone into our big tent and help everyone understand the things that we're doing and why we do those things all throughout our services. So that starts this evening with the way that we welcome Shabbat in each and every week, and that is with the lighting of our Shabbat candles. All throughout this evening, you will see various members of different parts of the communities here, but that includes members of our Har Shalom family who are so excited to welcome you into their sanctuary, into their homes this evening as well. And to help us kindle our Shabbat lights and bless our Shabbat wine, it is my pleasure to call up the Blick family to join us here on the Bima.
Shalom. Say hi to Rabbi Josh.
And again, for those that know the words and want to sing along, they're up on the screen. You'll see we have usually 3 different kinds of text on the screen this evening. On the right-hand side is the Hebrew language. We read that right to left. So we're reading it from the right side of the screen to the left. On the left-hand side is what we call transliteration. That is the English way that we say the Hebrew that you are reading on the right-hand side. And then usually across the bottom, you'll see the English translation of what it is that we are singing or saying together. So we will join together as we light our 2 Shabbat candles here on the bima with the words on our screen. Good, you can listen.
Just start reading.
We'll sing it together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzevanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. 3 things that we use every week, as our TOA friends know with us. We have our candles, we have our juice or our wine, and we have our challah, which we will close our service with. So our second of 2 things, we'll ask you guys to go ahead and raise the glass of juice in front of you. As together we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Yeah, take a sip, absolutely. Singing and wine to start a service. It's the way to begin. It's just juice. Just juice. I know, yeah.
He wants one.
Elijah says, it's not worth it at that point. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Ruby like that.
All right. Come on, guys.
Just a reminder for those friends that are joining us for the first time this evening, if you need the bathrooms, they're right out that door to the right-hand side. Walk down that hallway. We ask you, if you need to get up and leave, you certainly are welcome to do so. Just please leave out of those back doors over there. There is an assortment of children's books right outside if anyone needs some easy reading. And finally, I would close with the most traditional words of our 5,000 years of history. Please make sure your cell phones are silenced. Together we read the words on the screen in English. What is Shabbat? Shabbat is a special day of the week. On Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we are busy learning, working, growing, playing, and building. Shabbat begins Friday at sunset. On Shabbat, we create a special day to share with family and friends. We create it with candles and challah, wine and song, Torah and prayer. The words that we sing next, the words of Lecha Dodi, are actually the words of a poem written on the hills of Sfat, a town in the north of Israel known for its Kabbalistic, its mystical, its spiritual soul that lives in the hills. And as our ancestors sat watching the sun come down over the beautiful hills in the north, they tried to put to words the feeling deep inside, the feeling of excitement, of welcoming in the presence of Shabbat. So much so that they said it's almost like a bride entering into a wedding. There is that sense of awe and beauty. So we sing the words of Lecha Dodi, the words of the bride of Shabbat, as together we welcome in the beauty of the day. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat lekavla. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat lekavla. La 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 la, lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat lekavla. Lecha lecha dodi. זכור בדיבורך, השמיענו אליך מבחן אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. שימו תפארת ותהילה לה 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 אדוני לקראת לקראת קלה, בני בני שבת ונבלה. לך לך אדוני לקראת לקראת קלה, בני בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונחילה, כי מקור הברכה, וראש מתקדם לסוכה. סוף מעשה ומחצבים לי לה 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 לך אדוני לקראת לקראת קלה, בני בני שבת נקבלה. לך לך אדוני לקראת לקראת קלה, בני בני שבת נקבלה. We invite everyone to stand up, to rise out of your seats as we symbolically face the door and we prepare for welcoming in the Shabbat bride. We בשלום עצרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובגאולה, תוך עמנו סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, בני בני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, בני בני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, בני בני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, בני בני שבת נקבלה. And you may all be seated. Thank you so much. All throughout the evening, our service is sprinkled with readings specifically for our scouts to help honor all that they do. And this begins our first one of those readings. So we would ask anyone here who is a BSA scout to please rise. You can stand up. Yeah, BSA scout, a Boy Scout, a BSA scout.
I think leaders too.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
a BSA Scout leader.
Our Girl Scouts, you guys can stay seated for 1 second. And so we'll ask all of our scouts to read the bold, and those of us in the congregation will respond with the text right underneath it. So scouts, you first.
A scout is trustworthy.
The person who is dishonest shall not live in my house. The person who is untruthful shall not stand before my eyes.
A scout is loyal.
And Ruth said, do not beg me to leave you or to return from following after you, for where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay.
A scout is helpful.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
A scout is friendly.
Can two walk together unless they agree?
A scout is courteous.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
A scout is kind.
Withhold not good from the person to whom it is due, when it is in the power of your hand to do it.
A scout is obedient.
Apply your heart to instruction and your ears to the words of knowledge.
A scout is cheerful.
A glad heart is good medicine.
A scout is thrifty.
Precious treasure remains in a wise person's dwelling, but a foolish person uses it up.
A scout is brave.
Be strong and of good courage.
A scout is clean.
Who shall ascend the mountain of the Lord, and who shall stand in God's holy place? The person who has clean hands and a pure heart.
A scout is reverent.
It has been told to you what is good and what the Lord requires of you, only to do justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. Thank you, BSA Scouts. So now we'll ask you guys to have a seat, and we'll invite our Girl Scouts to stand up. Leaders too, former Girl Scouts. And Girl Scouts, you guys can start it out.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair.
Together, do what is right and good in the sight of the Lord.
I will do my best to be friendly and helpful.
A friend loveth at all times.
I will do my best to be considerate and caring.
Love your fellow as yourself.
I will do my best to be courageous and strong.
Be of good courage, and God shall strengthen thy heart.
I will do my best to be responsible for what I say and do.
Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable before thee, O Lord.
I will do my best to show respect for myself and others.
You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy.
I will do my best to respect authority.
Apply your heart to instruction and your ears to the words of knowledge.
I will do my best to use resources wisely.
Precious treasures remains in a wise person's dwelling, but a foolish person uses it up.
I will do my best to make the world a better place.
It is not your duty to complete the work, but neither are you free to detest from it.
I will do my best to be a sister to every Girl Scout.
Let the honor of your friends be as dear to you as your own. Thank you, Girl Scouts. You guys can be seated too now. I thought it was just so beautiful and so wonderful. All of that knowledge that comes from all of our shared history truly aligns with those tenets and those morals and the oaths that all of our Scouts take. It was a perfect way to put a fine point on an incredible connection between Judaism and our Scouts that are here this evening. We continue with our service with our call to worship, the way that we know it is time to begin our service truly, and that is with the words of the Baruch Hu. So we'll invite everyone to once again please rise together. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach, leolam va'ed. And together we will read responsively, Blessed eternal God, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Together, sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but you endure.
Though all things pass, let your glory never depart from us.
Help us to become partners with you, and help us to make every day of our lives worthwhile. We continue with the tenet of our faith with the words of the Shema up on our screen. May be seated. The Shema, the commandment that we believe in our one God, is always followed. It comes side by side with the words of the Ve'ahavta, which say the words that we just said in the Shema are not enough. What are we supposed to do with those words? And so together we chant the words of the Ve'ahavta to remind us what to do with the knowledge that we just put out into the world. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך וביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Who here, raise their hands. Who here has something that they've ever been really, really excited to do? Oh yeah. All right, give me one. What's something you've been really excited to do?
Sleeping.
Sleepaway camp, really excited to do. What else? What are you really excited to do, Elijah?
Fortnite for 10 hours.
Fortnite for 10 hours, sure, sure. Long time, but I got where your head's at. Anyone else really excited to do one thing? Go ahead, good to me. Go on a ride a first time? What do you think? Have a play with your friends. Those are all amazing things. Yes, we get so excited to do those things, and sometimes when we get so excited we don't know what to do. We might be around the house kind of moving our hands, singing and doing our little dance because we're so excited it comes pouring out of us. That is the same thing we sing about in the Micha Mocha. It is the song that the Israelites sang when that Red Sea parted and they were trying to escape to freedom, and finally they saw a way through. They saw maybe this is it, maybe we'll survive this moment, and they didn't know what else to do, so they started singing. And we do the same thing today when we honor those words, when we too sing the words of the Micha Mocha, the words that speak about freedom, and the words that sing about that excitement that we just know what else to do with. We start with the Yailai lines. Micha Mocha. The words that come next in our service are sometimes said aloud, but sometimes they're said very, very quietly. Shh. Quiet words. Right? Sometimes we say things very quiet. Sometimes we can be loud, and sometimes we're quiet. So sometimes we have things that we want to say out loud, songs we want to sing out loud, and sometimes we have things that we only want to say deep inside of us, maybe inside of our heads or inside of our hearts, things we don't want other people to say. And during this time every week, Shabbat says you don't get to ask for anything. You can't use that time to start saying, I want to play 11 hours of Fortnite instead of 10, right? We can't say I want to go on two new rides. We have to use this time to think about the week. Was it a good week? Was it an week? Was it a bad week? Were there high and low moments? We say in my house, were there roses and thorns? So we use this moment to think about what the week was like and hope that maybe this Shabbat and this week ahead can be just a little bit better. So what we're going to do in a moment is we're all going to stand up together, so we can all stand up. We're going to sing our way into this with the words that you'll see on the screen, and then we're just going to scroll the pages. And we're going to ask everyone to be as quiet as possible. So like not a 0, a 15% would be good. We're a very practical people. So we'll try and be quiet. We can follow the words on the screen. If we not, we can just think about the words inside of our hearts. And when you feel like you have processed this week in the past and this week ahead, we'll invite everyone to have a seat when they're all finished, and we will move ourselves along. So the words that we start off with, Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Continue with our own thoughts, our own silent Amidah, and when we feel like we're finished, we may have a seat. always end the Amidah, that middle part of our service, with the hopes for one thing over anything else. The words we said at the beginning of our service this evening, the words of shalom, of peace. Oh, say shalom, imroma, huya say shalom, hallelujah. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, amen. Oh, say shalom, imroma, huya say shalom, hallelujah. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, amen. Oh, say shalom, imroma, huya say shalom, hallelujah. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, amen. Oh, say shalom, imroma, huya say shalom, hallelujah. Ve'al kol Another reading together on the screen in English. Please join with me. God, as we remember all you do, we make this promise to be like you. We will raise those who fall, heal those who are sick, free those who are in need. As your partners, we support the poor, feed the hungry, house the homeless, befriend the lonely, and give hope to all people. We will be faithful. As you have helped us live better lives, we shall help others. We praise you, O God, who gives meaning to our lives. Traditionally, in congregations around the world of all denominations in Judaism, we all have very special things that we are in the midst of when we are in our sanctuaries. You might notice that our entire room is set up to be focused on one point of our room. This area right here we call the Ark. And inside the Ark are our Torah scrolls. Those that might be familiar, they are the 5 books of Moses. They are the Pentateuch. And they are the tenets of our faith. We say that everything in Judaism comes back to the words of Torah. So important that all of our sanctuaries face that way that we also have a light on top of it we call the Ner Tamid, the eternal light that always stays burning, to show that what's inside there is extra special. Sometimes you leave a room in your house, you turn all the lights off. It's a regular room. But we leave one light on just to say that don't forget, inside there it always has a spark of beauty. It always has a spark of light. So traditionally, we read from the words of the Torah, usually 3 times a week in very traditional congregations. We here at Har Shalom usually do it once a week on Saturday mornings, but we pulled a couple strings. And just for you, just because this is an extra special occasion, and just because I think the words are extra special, we are going to get the chance to read from the Torah this evening. Which means that normally something that you only see once in a while at a bar or bar mitzvah service, we are going to do here together. We are going to take our Torahs from the Ark, we're going to take one, and we're going to march it all the way around so that everyone can look at it. You might find that some people take their hand or take a book and give it a little kiss. They touch the book to the Torah and they kiss that book because that's how special it is. So we are going to get ready for our Torah service by inviting everyone to once again rise. You didn't know you were going to get all your steps in this evening, did you? And we prepare to take the Torah from the Ark. And to assist us here with the beginning of our Torah service, it is our honor to call up Tylee and Anna. Excuse me, what did I say? Tylee?
said Tyler.
I was thinking of Kylie, yeah. Tyler and Anna, excuse me. Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, u'devar Adonai Yerushalayim, Baruch she'atan Torah, Torah, Baruch she'atan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael, v'kedushato, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Gadol Shemo. And to help with our Hakafah, our parade of our Torah, it is our honor to call up any of the members of the Patriots Paths Council on Jewish Committee on Scouting that would like to join us with the honor of the Hakafah. We invite you up to the bima to join us. If not, it's going to be a solo show. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And together it is traditional as the Torah is marching in our midst. Again, we follow it around. Sometimes we give a little kiss, but of course, we treat it to a song. Devarim ha'olam omed, ashlos devarim ha'olam. Thank you. You may all be seated. So this week's Torah portion, I thought was very apropos for this moment. Because this week's Torah portion talks about the way that special people are supposed to dress. Right? Think about that for a second. I was like, special people. And it talks all about what were called the high priests of the temple. There was no Beit Tikva and Har Shalom, and there was one single temple, and there were a bunch of people that were in charge of that temple. And so how do we know those are the special people that are supposed to act a little bit different than everyone else? They're supposed to have certain clothes, and they're supposed to have certain sashes around them. And they're supposed to have special things affixed all to their outfits. Different jewels and different pieces of metal. Sounds a little familiar. It's almost as if thousands and thousands of years ago, the best wisdom of our time said, sometimes when we want to stand out, when we want to say we're going to act a little differently than the norm, we should show people our commitment. We should show them that we're just going to be thinking of life a little differently. And I couldn't think of a more apropos moment than with this sanctuary filled of scouts who have taken these oaths to commit themselves to lives of bettering their communities around them. And so I think this Torah portion was not a coincidence, but I think it was aligned specifically so that we could read together from our ancient wisdom just how important the things that you guys have committed to doing really are in this world. So we are going to invite up a couple very special people to help us hear those words in Hebrew. They're going to read the words from our Torah scroll. This Torah, every word is written by hand. Every single stroke, as you can see on here, is written by someone with a quill who makes every mark the same exact way they've been doing it for thousands and thousands of years. And they do so, by the way, without any vowels, without any punctuations, without any sentence structure. So it takes a very special skill to know how to read it and to sing it the certain way that we do. So it is with that in mind that we invite to the bima as our Torah readers today, Kylie Rapp and Bennett Cooperman. And to help bless them for our Aliyah this evening, it is our honor to invite up for our Aliyot, Lisa Lewis, Lana Rapp, and Jennifer and Scott Cooperman.
Amen. Ve'ata hakarev elecha et acharon achicha ve'et banav ito mitoch bnei Yisrael lechachanu li Aharon Nadav ve'avihu Elizar Itamar b'nei Acharon La'asita v'gdika kodesh La'aharon Achicha Lechavod ultifaret
Ve'ata Tidaber El Kol Chachma Me'lev Asher Mileti Ruach Chachma Ve'asu Et Bigdei Aharon Lekadsho Lechahanoli
Yasher koach to all of our incredible Torah readers, to those that joined us up here, to those that blessed them. Thank you so, so much. While our Torah is out in our midst, we are going to give it a quick cover. So while the Torah is in our midst, it is tradition to offer a blessing for all of those that may be in need of extra healing. It might be healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the spirit. So as I look around the room, as my eyes meet yours, if there is the name of someone that you're thinking about in this moment that could use a little bit of extra love, a little bit of extra blessings in this world right now, we would invite you to share their name out loud, share their name in your heart, and together when we look around the room, we will join with the words of the Mishabera. We have the name of Jet Lawson. Together to all those names said out loud, those names said in our heart and in our mind, we say, Baruch Atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. We praise you, O God, the source of healing, as we send our blessings to you. And together we say, Amen. So it is tradition on Friday evenings, or truthfully, anytime we have the Torah out specifically, to hear what we call a Devar Torah, which translates to a word of Torah, traditionally words that are said describing our portion, describing how it relates to life. But instead, this evening, I was told there is even a greater tradition amongst the scouting community than a Devar, and that is a quick Scoutmaster's Minute. So it is my pleasure to invite to the Bima once again the co-chair of the Patriots Path Council Jewish Committee on Scouting, and a member here at Har Shalom, our own Scott Goodman.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
The motto of both the Girl Scouts and Scouts BSA is, anybody? What's the Scout motto? Come on, yell it out. I want to hear it. What's the Scout motto of the Girl Scouts? Nobody? What's the Scout motto of the Boy Scouts or Scouts BSA? Be prepared. Very good. It's actually the same motto for both. Be prepared. Right? But who can tell me the slogan? Speak up? Fair enough. Who can tell me what the slogan of Scouts BSA is? Anybody? I heard it right over here. Do a good turn daily. If you didn't know that was the Scout slogan, that is the Scout slogan. As a matter of fact, if you wear a neckerchief and you have a neckerchief slide that has a right way up and a wrong way down, you're supposed to start your day with it upside down, and only when you do a good turn do you reverse it and put it back on. Do a good turn daily. So for those of us who speak fluent Hebrew, I'm not looking for a literal translation, but who can tell me how to say do a good turn daily in Hebrew? Anybody? All right, so real quick, reminds me of a story. The other day I was discussing a service project with a younger scout, and it got me thinking an important question. How good must a good turn be to be good? And I believe the answer is best given by this following brief story. It shows it isn't the size of the good turn that counts, it's the doing of it, whether large or small. So according to legend, one day in the year 1909, the great city of London was in the grip of a dense fog. An American businessman, William D. Boyce, stopped under a gas-lit street lamp to locate himself. And out of the gloom, a boy approached him and asked if he could be of help. "You certainly can," said Boyce. He told the boy that he wanted to find a certain business office in the center of London. "I'll take you there," said the boy. When they got to the destination, the American reached into his pocket to pay the boy a tip, but the boy stopped him. He said, "No, thank you, sir. I'm a scout. I can't take anything for helping." "A scout? And what might that be?" asked Boyce. And so the boy told the American about himself and his brother scouts. Boyce became very interested. After finishing his errand, he had the boy take him to the British Scout office, and there the boy disappeared into the fog. At the office, Boyce met Robert Baden-Powell, the famous British general who had founded the Scouting movement. Boyce was so impressed with what he learned that he decided to bring Scouting home with him to America. And so, on February 8, 1910, in Washington, D.C., the Boy Scouts of America was founded, and shortly thereafter, on March 12, 1912, Daisy Lowe incorporated the Girl Scouts of the United States of America. Ever since then, February 8th has been known as the birthday of Scouting in the United States. Now, 114 years later, Scouts across the country celebrate one February Shabbat, one Sunday Mass, or one Salat al-Jumu'ah, Friday prayer each year in honor of the birth of the Scouts and our promise to remain reverent. Whatever happened to that Boy Scout in London, no one knows. He was never heard of again, but he will never be forgotten. In the British Scout Training Center at Gilwell Park, England, a statue stands in his honor of the unknown scout. His good turn had brought the Scouting movement to our country. One good turn to one random person became a good turn to hundreds of millions of American youth. Such is the power of a good turn. You can never tell. And so the phrase I'm looking for on Scout Shabbat is Tikkun Olam, heal the world. If everyone lived up to the Scout slogan of doing a good turn daily, we would all surely heal the world. Thank you.
Well, to capitalize on that idea of bringing goodness into the world, we will bring goodness into our sanctuary this evening with some incredible presentations that we have. So I'm going to invite up, once again, Lynn Ann Cutler up to the Amud to help lead us with a couple very special presentations.
Okay, fair enough. In all branches of Scouting, there is a tradition of supporting the faith of each Scout. And so the committees on Scouting, the Jewish Committee on Girls Scouting, both offer awards or emblems to Scouts who go above and beyond to learn about their Jewish faith. If you are not Jewish, your faith also has one, but we would like to recognize a couple of young Scouts here tonight who have very recently completed their requirements, so recently that their awards are still on the way, so we do have a little something to present to them. Could I call up to the bima Henry and Eliza Beckerman?
Perfect. I just want everybody to be able to hear me. So welcome, Henry, and welcome, Eliza. If you remember, I was there with you helping in class. So part of the religious emblem process is to learn more about your faith. And I realized that as a leader and someone of my size, I can be somewhat imposing, but Henry was fantastic and invested his time with me in order to show and learn more about Judaism. And Eliza did a fantastic job. I got to sit in on some of your classwork, and I thought you did a fantastic job. So let's give some extra special Yashar Koas to Henry and Eliza.
Is David Braun here tonight? David Braun, if you're here, could you come up to the bima? Okay, he must not have made it, so we'll continue. All right. We are now going to recognize Temple Har Shalom's most recent Eagle Scout. We're going to invite, well, she's been on the bima the whole time. We're going to invite her back over. Kylie Rapp, will you please come on over? I'll say that, maybe that's... And to say a few words, we're going to invite up her unit leader. This is from Troop 001 in Pluckamin, Jennifer Newott. It's probably best if you stay towards the, stay towards the. Okay.
Thank you.
You can come a little closer if you want to. We'll keep her by the microphone for everyone online.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Jen. So walking in here tonight, I have to say that I felt a little anxious, a little nervous about speaking to you all because I had a need for you to understand how amazing Kylie is. And I'm not sure that words can relay that in a 90-second, 2-minute little speech. So I first met Kylie at summer camp in 2021, I believe. I did her, at the end of achieving your rank advancement, you do a conversation with one of the Scoutmasters. And it's, kind of a how things going, what's going on, what are you looking to do? And at that point, when she was just a tenderfoot, which is the second rank, I could see that Kylie was a natural-born leader. To say that Kylie is a high achiever is an understatement. Kylie, thank you. Kylie is one of those natural-born leaders, but she's a servant leader. She shares how to be through her everyday actions, from volunteering to tutor people at school, and I know she sits there and teaches math at lunchtime, to helping our younger scouts learn knots, or if they need an ear to listen to them, she is always there. So she truly embodies that servant leadership. Her Eagle project actually was done here. So after attaining all of the ranks up to Eagle, and I believe somebody's going to explain at some point how to get to Eagle rank, she did her Eagle project here. And I think those are the pictures up there where she did the nature trail. So she attained her Eagle, 2 days before your 18th birthday? 3 days?
I ended and it was on my birthday.
On her birthday, so nothing like waiting to the last second, but truly an amazing human being, and I can't wait to see where she goes from this point forward. So it is truly an honor to have been her Scoutmaster for the last 3 years. No, genuine. So thank you guys for your time.
Thank you so much.
Just a quick few words about what it means to be an Eagle. First of all, if you ever hear somebody say, my son, my daughter was an Eagle. No, you are an Eagle. You're an Eagle for life, and that's a beautiful thing. Becoming an Eagle Scout is very, very difficult. And I'd like to point out that it's even more difficult if you are going through a program that is nascent and is constantly changing. And Scouts right now is constantly changing. Only recently, for example, have we had both boys and girls be in our ranks. And of course, that's caused a little bit of a rift with the Girl Scouts, but at the same point in time, we all work together, we're all under one happy roof. And that's the beautiful thing about being a Scout, is that a Scout is friendly, a Scout is courteous to all. It doesn't matter what group you're with. For example, we also have Venturers here. The green shirts, and they're often left out of the conversation at times. So it's great to have you here.
And I think the Venturers always took girls, did you know?
Always.
Yeah,
Always, since
girls
the 1950s.
have always been Venturers.
Thank you, since the 1950s, and that's the point. So with that in mind, it's very difficult to become an Eagle Scout. As you start as a young person and grow through the ranks, there's a lot of service that has to be done. And to become an Eagle Scout, you have to give back to a very large degree. So we're all very proud of all of our Eagle Scouts. Thank you.
Well, again, it was such an honor to see Kylie on this journey of becoming an Eagle Scout. I never had the pleasure of being a Boy Scout myself growing up, but I can tell you my father-in-law is a proud Eagle Scout and is one of the highest achievements he still talks about to this day in his 80s. He is a lifelong Boy Scout, and I can tell you, just understanding that little bit of him, you understand what kind of accomplishment this was for Kylie. It should be noted that you see the signs and the pictures that are up on the screen here, and it is a beautiful trail, but the words themselves on the trail, there's a theme this evening if you haven't picked up on it yet, and that is the words of shalom. Because Kylie came to us in those days preceding her 18th birthday, and it was also the waning days right after October 7th and the tragedies unfolding in Israel. And we tried to find a way to be able to honor the legacy of so many, to try and provide some peaceful respite to so many in this world who still today can't find that peace. And so Kylie not only beautified our nature trail and not only blazed it to be able to teach the next generation how to read those signs and how to be a part of nature, but also named it Shival HaShalom, the Trail of Peace, a way for us to always think about what is possible in ourselves and possible in this world. And I could think of no better person to bring that to life than our own Kylie Rapp, who is here whenever we need her, who helps out however, wherever, and whenever, including, as you see tonight, all of her incredible talents on display. It is our honor to have her here on the Bima. It is our honor to have her in our community and our congregation, and certainly our honor to call her an Eagle Scout. So Kylie, on behalf of all of us, behalf of all of the Scouts, and on behalf of Temple Har Shalom, a Mazel Tov, a Yasher Koach, and congratulations. And with those words of Mazel Tov, with those congratulatory words, it is our Shabbat Shalanu, it is our family Shabbat, and on those days we take just a very brief moment and we honor anyone that is having what we call a simcha, a happy event. So if there are birthdays, if there are anniversaries, if there are special events in anyone's lives, the way that we celebrate is, of course, with something a little bit sweet. So if anyone has birthdays this month, this week, today, coming up next week, anniversaries, trips, you're a Chiefs fan, you like Taylor Swift, you really like Usher at the Super Bowl, whatever it is, you want to come up and get a sweet treat. No takers? There'll be plenty of sweet treats. Yeah, come on, don't be shy. Plenty of sweet treats at the Oneg afterwards as well. There you go. There you go, see? Got it. We have a tradition in Judaism that the sea, we're talking about the Red Sea tonight, the Red Sea did not part. Even when Moses raised his staff until one person had, we said the chutzpah, the guts, to take a step into the water. Such was the case tonight. No one wanted candy until one Nachshon stepped in. All right. All right. Well, we are going to get ready to conclude our service to return our Torah to the Ark. And to do that, it is my honor to call up one of our scouting and Har Shalom families For the Coleman family, it says Sydney and Stacy, but Doug, I'm not going to leave you out as well. And Zoe, come on up, all of the Colemans. And we ask everyone to please rise. Hallelujah, et Shem Adonai, ki niskav lemo livado, hodo haaretz v'shamayim, v'hayim kerem le'amo, techila lechol chasdiyah, livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And we remain standing with the ark open as together we join with the words of the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach Adon HaKol, l'teinu l'yotzei Bereshit, shelo sanu kriyei haratzon, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chavkin el-kahen, v'gol aleinu k'chol ha'olam, v'anachnu kolim u'mishtachvim u'modim, livnei melech malchei ha-malchim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz, hayom ha'hu v'hayom ha'hu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. And we continue to remain standing as our thoughts turn to those who have departed us from this earth, our own loved ones, those who our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and of death. In this season right now in our community, we remember the anniversaries, the yahrzeit of those taken from our midst. Stanley Simon Finkelstein, father of Mark Finkelstein. Paul Cole, father of Sherry Cole. Bernie Langer, father of David Langer. Marcus Schneiderman, father of Ron Schneiderman. Melvin Lewis Sherwin, father of Audrey Cohen Sherwin and grandfather of Dylan and Samantha Sherwin. Helen Strauss, grandmother of Gary Ruderman. Bette Teitelbaum, aunt of Diane Miller. Ida Young, mother of Shelley Young. Dr. Lauren Rachel Zeitels, daughter of Susan and Jerry Zeitels. Joan Zimmer, mother of Jeffrey Ostroff. We also remember those taken from us in most recent days, those in the 30 days of Shloshim. Gloria Rosalind Glasser, mother of Jane Meiselman. If there are those in our midst this evening that are observing a yahrzeit or simply thinking of the memory of someone at this time of season, we'd invite you to share their name out loud or in your heart. To all those names said out loud in our hearts and in our minds, we add the names of those soldiers of the American Armed Forces and in the Israeli Defense Forces, who have so bravely given their lives in defense of our safety, security, and freedom. Together we say the words of the Kaddish Yatom, the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, up on our screen. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad yivrach yiratei v'yamich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dekol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'izman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'elam Almei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnasei V'yitadar V'yitalel V'yitalal Shemei Dekudasha Barechu Le'ela Minko Birchata V'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata, ta'meran b'yama v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to all of us and to all of Israel. And together we all say, amen. You may be seated. Well, once again, thank you for being a part of our second annual Scout Shabbat, the incredible community that we created tonight. Again, welcome to all of our Scout leaders, our Scouts. A huge thank you to our Eagle Scout, Kylie Rapp, for once again lending her incredible talent to the Bima tonight. To our co-chairs, to Lynn Ann Cutler and to Scott Koopman for all of the help they provided in bringing this evening together, especially to Lynn Ann. This is, I think, both a passion project for her, but also something that I think brings true meaning to our mission here at Temple Har Shalom. A huge Yasher Koach to both Kylie and to Bennett Cooperman for being our Torah readers this evening as well. Just a few quick reminders for all of those that are interested. This Sunday, February 25th at 1 o'clock in the room right behind where you are in Wishnia Hall, there is an incredible multi-faith workshop called Seeing Others, Sacred Listening and Portraits. It's a workshop that is created to help people dismantle their misperceptions of those who are considered the other. Members of Temple Har Shalom are going to be joined by members of the Presbyterian Church in Boundbrook. And it's going to be a wonderful evening based around an incredible book from a photographer who traveled around the world trying to picture portraits of faith and what that means to everyone differently around our world. So that's this Sunday from 1 to 4 o'clock. Friday night, March 15th, just confirmed. We're going to be joined here on the Bima from a speaker from the Faces of October 7th organization, a survivor of the October 7th tragedies in Israel. We'll find out more information as we get closer to the 15th of who that person is going to be, but it is an evening not to be missed as we can all help bear witness to what happened a mere 190 days ago. Finally, Scientists in Synagogue will be having their second program of the year this Sunday, March 17th at 9:30. The guest speaker will be Dr. John Loike and will be focusing on the Jewish perspective of altering the human genome. Should be a fascinating morning. Again, part of our Scientists in Synagogue grant program this year. We'll look forward to seeing you next Friday evening, March 1st at 7 o'clock, again here on the Bima for our 4th grade Hag Hasidur service. And again, the best way to find everything going on in our community is on our website and through our social media. We never end our Shabbat services with anything except for a little bit of sweetness and, of course, a little bit of song. So we're going to join together in words most appropriate to honor our Scouts this evening. Then we're going to say a quick motzi over our challah here, and finally we will invite everyone to join us right outside these doors for a delicious oneg, for some sweet treats to begin your Shabbat full of sweetness. So the words of God Bless America up on the screen. I would invite anyone up here that wants to come join us. Scott, Lynn, please, by all means. Yeah. Everyone to join together. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. So together we'll invite are there any Scouts left in the room? I see a few. If you are a Scout up here in the room, I invite you up here. Don't be bashful. It's not as good as candy, but it's close enough. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right, everyone put your hand on a slice. Don't take it yet. Hand on a slice, hand on a slice. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'tei avon. Shabbat shalom. Thank you all for joining us. Again, we invite you outside for a delicious oneg. We wish you a very sweet Shabbat and a wonderful weekend.
Great, spectacular job.
This is the place I get to see.
No, that's awesome.
Gosh, thanks. Fantastic. Thank you.
So wonderful.
Outside these doors, you will find Girl Scout cookies and a s'mores making station. We have kosher marshmallows available for anyone who needs. Enjoy. Hi, how are you?
So I when you said he was doing hot food, I'm picturing Simchas Torah. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I thought you were nuts.
You know what?
But it's my complete misunderstanding. I'm
so
an
sorry.
idiot.
Yep, that's
You
right.
know what? Yes,
That's the end.
and I didn't even think about
Nobody takes that. So that's
the terminology I was using. I was like Russian, and Steve asked me. He was like, "What is it?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the."
And I literally,
It's
I'm
not.
like,
Yeah,
how are you?
Simchat Torah has like several. I think there's like 7. Of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
But that's,
I'm so sorry.
no,
Yeah.